Roses are red, cellos are brown. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. That was not a very good joke, but just like my poet, he is not very good as well. He was also known as the world's worst poet by his peers. Regardless, he did what he loved and continued to do it with pride. Growing up in poor Dundee, Scotland, William Topaz McGonagall, he was an heirloom weaver by day and a poet by night. Poetry was a passion, but definitely not according to his audience. Even though he was known as a world's worst poet, he toured to Scotland, New York, England, and even performed for Queen Victoria, pretending to be the Queen's poet. The two poems I'll be presented is An Autumn Reverie and The Moon. An Autumn Reverie. Alas, beautiful summer now hath fled, and the face in nature doth seem dead, and the leaves in weathered and falling off the trees by the nipping and chilling of the autumn breeze. The pleasures of the little birds all have fled, and with a cold many have been found dead, because the leaves and trees are scattered in the blast, and makes the feathered creatures feel downcast. Because there are no leaves on the trees, and shed from the storm, windy, rainy, cloudy morn, which makes their little hearts throb with pain by chilling blast and the pitiless rain. But still, there are good and more contented for the children of God, as long as they can pick up a worm from the sod. Anything they can get to eat, just for instance, a stale crust of bread or a grain of wheat. Oh, to think of the birds in the time of the snow, the little streets waifs, driven to and fro, and the trembling of the cold, chilled to the bone, for the want of food and clothing and a warm home. Besides, think of the sorrows in the wandering poor, that we are wandering in the cold blast, door to door. The begging, for heaven's sake, for a crust of bread, and alas, not knowing where to lay their head. While the rich will fled and covered from the cold, while the poor are starving, both young and old. Alas, in the case of the boasted Christian land, there are rich to be told, to be kind to the poor, it is God's command. Oh, to think of the working man that there is no work to do, whose wife and family, perhaps 4 or 2. The father searching for work and no work to be had. The thought, I'm sure, is enough to drive a poor man mad. Because for his wife and family he must feel, and perhaps the thought thereof will cause him to steal bread for his family, the starving at home, while the thought therefore makes him sigh and heavily groan. Alas, the pangs of hunger are very hard to hide, and few people can temper and control their temper, or because reconcile their fate, especially when they cannot find anything to eat. Oh, think of the struggles, the poor man living, because rich unto the seldom are giving. Whereas the told had giveth to the poor, lendeth unto the Lord. But alas, the rich are rather inclined to money their hoard. Then there is the little news vendors in the street, running about perhaps with their bare feet. And if the rich chance to see such creatures in the street, the general they make such a sudden retreat. With William being known as the world's worst poet, you can see that it's been hard to find a cadence for his poems. The next poem, The Moon, does better than the Autumn Reverie. The moon. Beautiful moon with silvery light, thou seemest most charming in my sight. As I gaze upon thee in the sky so high, tears of joy does moisten my eye. Beautiful moon with a silvery light, thou cherished the Eskimo in the night. For thou lettest him see the harpoon to fish, and then makes them a dainty dish. Beautiful moon, thy silvery light, thou cherished the fox in the night. And let us see him to steal the gray goose away out from the farmyard with a stack of hay. Beautiful moon, with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the farmer in the night. It makes his heart beat high with delight and views his crops in the night light. Beautiful moon with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the eagle in the night. Lettest him devour his prey and carry his nest away. Beautiful moon with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the mariner in the light, as he paces on the deck alone, thinking of his dear friends at home. Beautiful moon with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the watery traveler in the night, for thou lightest up the wayside around him to see his homeward bound. Beautiful moon with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the lovers in the night, as they walk through the shady groves alone, making love to each other before they go home. Beautiful moon with thy silvery light, thou cheerest the poacher in the night, for thou lettest him see the snares to catch his rabbit and the hares. William died penniless in 1902, and we could take a page out of his book. Do what you love, even if it doesn't make you money. Have a passion and interest. Have that confidence to go up and do what you love to do, just as he did to the Queen. I end with saying a quote by Rashonda Rowe that not only how William McGonagall lived, but how we could all take a page from his book. Never live your life for anyone else but you. Find and do what makes you happy.